Hello, Unlimited Wisdom family and members. I love you guys so much to this community. I have the perfect topic to talk about today. Matt got me wound up yesterday on our daily wisdom. And I think that we should name this. Craig comes up with the best names, but it should be like You Need Help? Do you need help? Do you need help? Grandma Grady, hi Mary. Grandma Grady did a great graphic. It was based off that. Hi Lisa Marie. And so I want to share something with you guys really quick. In the daily wisdom yesterday, we were going over a little bit of Q&A on the AI upline, which, by the way, just went over 400 members. Crazy, man. So Josh just went berserk on the Akashic people yesterday. So I think they brought in like 95 people yesterday. And so that's really interesting. And when I shared that, what Matt said, I shared that with Josh. I seen Josh, he's a fast adapter immediately. And it was like, if you just said to people, hey, do you want to get trained? Do you want to be coached? Or do you just need help? You know what I mean? How many people just need help? You know what I mean? It's like I don't need you to give me a login to a bunch of free training. I'm never going to go through it. Stop telling me about a book, to read this book because I'm not going to do the book either. Every time I hire a coach, they tell me to do something and I don't do it. Hi, Arthur. Hi, Faith. And it's like this whole concept of, reaching out to people and just saying, hey, I'm here to help you. I know how to help you. You know what I mean? I think it couldn't be more perfect timing for a great buzzword. In fact, Terry and I usually just have the TV on because it's,
I don't like a quiet house.
yeah, she doesn't like a quiet house. So usually TV's on, but both of us she's on her phone, I'm on my laptop, and, we're having our coffee, just, piquing people's interest as fast as we possibly can. And I know she's looking at recipes and posting and saving pictures on recipes. And by finding videos of new things to buy for Ezra because Ezra needs help.
That's right.
And of course Hannah and Matt need help. So she's in the help thing all the time. But I know that you guys may or may not heard this story, but I just love this story because I think I've shared this with some of you before, but I have a different slant to it that I didn't realize. When my mentor shared with me, not even in the first couple of days I was in the business, he told me the story. And a lot of people, when you get told stories, I know all kinds of stories are like this, that sooner or later you hear the story and then you get that aha moment. You go, oh my God, that's the point that they're trying to make in that story, right? Similar to minds, masterminds, when Craig talks about the Passover, but also during the Passover, there's a Last Supper. You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting how these things go together, right? And so when you go, I never thought of that. So here's the deal. My mentor said to me, he said, have you ever heard of, and we were in California when he told me this story. And he said, listen, do you know who the very first multimillionaires were in California? I was like, no. And he said, well, everyone heard of this thing and it went all over the world that people were eureka. People were finding gold in California and becoming rich. It was the gold rush. So all of a sudden, you don't have to really know the story, but you know the story. Do you know what I mean? You go, I think I heard that somewhere. And the people that made millionaire status first were the people that had trade posts. So they had these trading posts. And so people would try to make it across the whole United States or get there some way. When they got to California, Now they needed to stake a lot of land. It was like not like you're buying the land, you're actually leasing the land. Isn't that crazy? And you got a hunk of land, and then you needed tools. So the trading post would sell you the wheelbarrows, the shovel, the shifter thing, to make all the rocks go through it, the little rocks and stuff, so you find gold. And all the things were sold to you by the trading post. Now, if you looked at like this, like any other entrepreneurships, it's a real fact that 95% of businesses do not make money in their first 5 years. Do you guys think that's crazy when you hear that? 95, and this is by the Business Administration. This fact has always been out there that after 5 years, you got 5% of the companies that are still in business and only 1% of the companies that have actually made any profit. It's crazy. But yet, entrepreneurial dream is entrepreneurial dream. I mean, lottery is still out there because of what people think. Wow, if I won the lottery, what am I going to spend that money on? And so one of the things that always happened is when people would stop doing whatever they're doing to try to find gold, they would give up or just, wouldn't follow instructions. I'd probably say, if I were to guess, honestly, like network marketing or affiliate marketing, the 95% of the people that quit never ever asked anybody how the hell to find gold. There wasn't a YouTube channel, where you could go jump on the YouTube channel. But so it's like, okay, here's my hunk of land. Where should I start digging? You know what I mean? Just think of that. That's crazy. Hopefully you had some stake of land that had water on it. And then people were out there, doing whatever with water. But wouldn't that have been funny to see what percentage of people went to California to get gold and they didn't even know how to do it? Never ever asked anybody to do it. That would be a good one. Hi, Fahad, Scott, and Sarah. I think I got everyone. So anyway, the whole point is that they would then, when they gave up, they would sell all of their equipment and their lease back to the trading post for pennies on a dollar. They just wanted to get out of it. So there's two stories that are written out there, Acres of Diamonds, and believe it or not, the whole story that you guys see about the gold mine is that, people would leave that land, and then the guy that actually had the trading post had a person that was a geologist. People that do like seismographic, whatever they did back in those days. And so they would survey the land, and then they would tell you where they believed it was. How many people think that that's a pretty good shortcut, even if you had a half an acre of land? Because you could easily start out even a quarter of an acre. You could start out digging on the wrong end, and that could be a long life. And so once you figured out where it is, then slow but sure, there was enough people out there that were inventors that started figuring out ways to massively move dirt and also to strain it and refine it to see if there was any gold in it. And they started using water pressure. It's pretty crazy. So the whole story is the largest vein of gold that was ever discovered in California when the guy gave up, and I don't know how many years it was, but it was a lot. And the guy struck gold right away, and they found this really nice vein of gold, and then they lost it. And as soon as they lost it, then he couldn't find it again and gave up. And it's the story that we've all heard that just within like feet away was another gold deal. And he was like, the vein was going in this direction. So he just kept going in that direction until it stopped. Then he went backwards, but he never ever thought about going sideways. and it's funny because Craig, maybe doing some researching, it would be neat to find out, the goldest vein of gold that was found in California or discovered. It probably wouldn't take you long to find out the actual facts of this if people wanted to know. So getting back to that, I never realized this till, like, I don't know, when the student's ready, the teacher appears, right? But I kept running into people that, through my career, that they look at the way that I did business. And it's like they didn't get it at all. They still don't get it. Of why I would like to use the law of reciprocity to actually get people to know, like, and care, know that I know, like, and care them, and that I'm giving them the tools that they need to get their mind and their heart in the right space before they go out and start searching for gold, or in our deal, recruiting and prospects. Because if you don't have the right heart and you don't have the right mindset, you're just going to fail. So I could always tell that my mentor did that to me as well. He's the one that said, hey, I need you to go to the bookstore and get the greatest miracle in the world, because I know that he knew that if he couldn't get me to believe that I was a miracle and that I could do anything I wanted to, as long as I had God's help, that I wasn't going to win. Are you guys following me? And so I've always wanted to put this part in what I did. But back then, Bill would do live trainings because there wasn't any internet, there wasn't any cell phones. And so the whole key is he knew that there was 3 key things. I brought this up, I know, millions of times, but listen closely, because when it clicks, it'll click. So the first thing that people think without them really saying it out loud is, who are you and why should I listen to you? And Alex Hormozi has actually changed that a little bit. And it's like, it's more like, why should I listen to you? Tell me what you've done. Share with me what you've done, because I want to know what's in it for me. And you guys have heard me say that too. WWIFM, what's in it for me, right? And so that concept is people want to know who you are, and then why should I listen to you? Then the second one is, what do you do? Because if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make dollars. So they just want to go, well, what do you do? So, I see Arthur here, and it's like, so if people ask what Arthur does, and he says, well, I sell real estate, and I don't know if you know this, but for real estate to be sold, it also needs to be inspected. And it also needs to be marketed, so it's easy for Arthur to, it also needs an appraisal. And people go, oh, yeah, I've heard that. So you can see how fast Arthur could tell you what he did. And people would go, oh, I now understand that. That does make sense. So now Arthur only has to tell him how many millions of dollars or billions of dollars in real estate he sold. And it's like, that's why I should listen to him. You guys following me? All right. So after they got those 2, then the last one is, what exactly do you do? Because I don't know if I can do this. See? So now that it makes sense what you do, and I see that you showed me some of that what you were documented with. Now I need to know what you do, so I can make up my mind whether or not I want to do that, or I believe that I can do that. So the last one is the biggest one. So whenever we've seen anybody sort of humming and hawing, right? And back then, to get in the business, there was only 2 places you could get in. One is you had to come up with $500, and they would give you financing for $1,000 in water filters, and I think it was like probably at 35% interest or something. They would finance you. It was crazy. And then the other one is you came in as a direct distributor for $5,000 in product. That's wholesale product. So cost of freight and taxes, it was like $5,265. And so for a person to make that big of a decision 40 years ago, 40 years ago, is that as soon as they started humming and hawing, I would say to them, hey, listen, do me a huge personal favor. You got to come back here on Saturday. Because if you come back on Saturday, we do a 2-hour training to show you every single step that you can do to actually make sure that you get a return on your investment from this order. Now, I still do that unconsciously. You see what I mean? Unconscious competent. I still tell people, listen, don't worry. Why don't we get you trained first? Why don't we get you in the right mindset first? Why don't we get you in the right place before you take this business on? Does that make sense to you guys? And so that is the tool industry. But, so Bill would always have us do that Super Saturday training, and during that Super Saturday training, then we would promote my mentor's building blocks, which was a 2-day event called the Basic Building Blocks, $350 to go to the seminar. And the biggest thing that he would say all the time is, if you come to me right after you get done with the seminar and want your money back, I'll give you 100% return on your income, on your ticket. Why? Because in that kind of a seminar, people would be so jacked out of their mind, they never asked. And so I can't even tell you guys how many trainings Terry and I have been to.
A lot.
Would you guess?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So one was 350. The next one was 850. The next one was $1,000. The next one was 2,500, and then the next one was $5,000. And so, do you think that my mentor made money off the compensation plan for the network marketing company? Or do you think my mentor made his money from the tools? So why did he tell me the story? Because if I bit into this story, then he was going to give me and Mark Cassetta part of that money that was coming in for the tools and the picks and the shovels. Are you following me? One day, Mark and I would be traveling the world doing his basic building blocks, and we would get a part of his training company called Advanced Marketing, and we would also get part of the money. And so the first step of being able to do his building blocks that me and Mark did, a couple of them together, is we flew ourselves out for our own expense, our own hotel room and meals, and then we got to do his training to practice until we got good enough to make money, which never happened. But hey, I was one of his 7 knights of the round table. It's like, but I bring this all up to this day and age. Terry and I were watching TV, and on the Today Show, I think that, Craig, you probably could find it pretty quick, but they did a whole segment today on Today in the morning news section on, the importance of getting a side hustle. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting that, people are like, well, I need a side hustle. The number one thing, the guy brought up right away is, he said, Greg, he goes, are you talking like Uber? You know what I mean? Or Lyft? And he goes, believe it or not, no. The most money that people make is selling stuff on the internet through social media. So I never ever thought that, hey, have you seen this Today segment where you're supposed to have a side hustle and you need to learn to sell stuff on the internet? It's like, it cracks me up that now, and believe it or not, they say there's only 24% of the people in America that have a side hustle selling stuff online. But why are they making it such a big deal? Because regardless of your beliefs, gas is going up and everything's going up, and the world's going to end. It's like, I need some extra money. So I bring that all up to share with you that, you know, it's amazing to me how nobody wants to really look at a product or a business opportunity, but they are interested in something that would help them make money. Are you guys following me? So it's like whether you like AI or not, it's like, hey, listen, finally, you have someone here to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so it's like finally we got help for you. Finally, you got help of someone that can say what to do, when to do it, what to say, how to handle objections. And then the biggest one, well, what if I reached out and I found somebody like Coach Bob, which by the way, 102 customers. Congratulations for March. That's awesome.
Fire.
Fire. Uh, and it's like right away, some of you might know people out there that are like Coach Bob, but the biggest thing that stops people from reaching out to him are the same things. What would I say? And if I do reach out to him and then he starts asking questions, what the hell do I do now? Because if Bob starts asking questions, it's obvious that he knows more about this industry and business than I do. He knows how to sell stuff on the internet. I don't. So what if he asks questions that I don't know? Then I look stupid. And then he no way would want to be under me. He would find somebody else to sign under because I don't know what I'm talking about. Are you guys following this? None of you have had these thoughts, by the way, right? Any of you still have the thing that's called the chicken list? Is that the chicken list is the people that I'll call once I make money, once I get a rank advancement. So this is what I see most that you guys could lean into. And so that has been my exact message that I've been using, and people immediately go send me the link. So I just reach out to them, and as quick as I can say it, I go, a lot of people don't succeed in this industry or any entrepreneur endeavor because they don't want to learn. They don't want to be coached. They just want to be helped. And so when they get in, they just want someone to tell them what to say, who to contact, how to handle objections. And then I thought, that's what my mentor did to me. If you guys have heard any of my stories, it's like as soon as he put me in dream mode, he would go, hey, listen, just give me a name. One name of somebody. Give me their first name. You guys remember this story? It's like, just give me their first name of someone that you think if they decided to do this, they would really do well. And I know to this day that Bill didn't know why I said the name Rick, which was my first cousin, is that he was a plumber and we were selling water filters. I wasn't looking at him as anything else. And I said, Rick. And he goes, what if I would call Rick in your behalf? You said here, but I'll reach out and I'll say, hi, Rick, my name's Bill. I know you don't know me, but I'm sitting here with your friend Bobby or your cousin Bobby. Do you got a second? And when he says, yeah, go, listen, I asked Bobby if he knew anybody that would be really good at helping us expand our business. And when I asked him who he knew, he said your name. Based on his recommendation alone, I would like to spend a couple of minutes with you to share who we are and how we're going to really, make a lot of people money because of the momentum of this company. When can we get together? See, he told me that he was going to say that to Rick. And he said, if I said that, would you let me call Rick? And I said, yeah. And he goes, great. What is his number? And I can remember the first thought, like, you're going to call him right now in front of me? And he goes, yeah. I watched him call him. He said exactly what he was going to say. And then Rick came down and seen the presentation and got in. Now, how many people would like that kind of help? So, now because he helped me get my first person, now it was like I knew it worked. I believed it worked. I had the confidence that it could work. And that allowed me now to go after my entire chicken list. But it's that first thing of what do I say? How do I say it? Who do I contact? And so that's what I really wanted to cover today is just that, is just if you could share with people, what if you could learn, maybe that's not a good word. I want to show you a system that can help you build your business before you make a decision to purchase it. Does that make sense to anyone? And I know I've seen Bob down here, writing a book. It's like in the Q&A. What is he saying?
When I join a company, I really look at the person that I'm joining, or do they have a system I can follow? If you have a cool system, I'm in. I joined Chris Record just because he has a system.
I need to call Chris. I need to connect. Man, could Chris Record run this down his email list? Thanks for the lead, Bob. It's a so how many of you got it? Because again, people are looking for help. They're not looking for training. They're not looking for motivation. They're not, it's like that's what they want. They want help. And so let's help people. That's why I love Unlimited Wisdom, because the community, they can get in for free and we'll help them. Now, I guess I can close this off by just saying, again, what's the coolest thing about doing something like this? It's the people. And what's the worst thing about doing something like this? The people, right? So if you have a heart to want to help someone and they don't want to participate in their own rescue,
Next.
that's when you just got to find people that want help, that are willing to take the help and
Put some of their own skin in the game.
Absolutely.
They don't take anything to heart if they don't have skin in the game. Put some money in, man.
Anything else you want to cover?
That's all I got. That's all I got.
All right, you guys, I love you and appreciate you so much. I'm going to let Craig do some announcements. But it's like right now, you think about people that are selling stuff to anybody that's selling something and wants to recruit a group of people and build a group of satisfied, loyal customers. Do you know the people that make the most money? The people that are selling them the tools to make them believe that they can do that. I'll get you leads. I'll get you this. I'll get you this. I'll get you this. I've spent so much money trying to solve this problem. And so when I first got on the internet, man, if I could have 1 million people hit my site. And so I had all these people reach out to me. I can get 1 million people to hit your website. And I was going, that's amazing. I'll send you 10 grand. Here you go.
Nothing.
No, we did get 1.1 million people hit my website. It's just no one filled out the form or bought anything.
And don't ever give money to influencers because they'll fuck you. Because they're lazy. They're
lazy. Okay, I'll do a post on my social media. Well, no one bought anything. Hey, man, that's not my problem. You know what I mean? So I love you guys. I believe in you. Thank you so much for jumping on here. We'll let Craig tell us about the rest of the agenda for April. Happy April to each and every one of
It's
you.
my birthday month.
Carrie's birthday month. Hannah's birthday month.
Birthday month. I'm kidding. I only celebrate one day just so I don't have to cook dinner. That's all I care about. I don't care about gifts. I just don't want to cook dinner.
Actually,
Okay,
she
Greg.
celebrates it twice because her birthday happens to be 420.
That's right. Puff,
So
puff,
it's a
pass.
double celebration.
Right? Woo!
What'd you say? Puff, puff, pass?
Yeah. 420.
What the hell is that? I don't even know what that is.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, thank you so very much, Robert and Terry. Love the message for today's Daily Wisdom. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget today at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, our next chapter is coming up for the series that we're doing with Dana Scranton as our professor, Outwitting the Devil. You don't want to miss this. And if you want to catch up, we've got all of the chapters, all of the previous weeks, all set up in a classroom specifically for Outwitting the Devil in Unlimited Wisdom. Go to the classroom and then click on Outwitting the Devil. It's right there on the top row. We'd love to have you get caught up because it is an incredible series. Our video series, again, starts at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. And then you can go to our calendar for all of the amazing events that we have every single day here in the Unlimited Wisdom community. So with that being said, there's a couple of things in the chat to save. If you want to do that, click the three dots in the meeting chat and it will download to your computer once we conclude. I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody so we can all say so long and see you in about an hour and a half.
Bye,
There we
everybody.
go.
Bye,
Bye.
Fawn,
Thanks so
Scott,
much.
Faith, Mary, Shelley,
See ya.
Sarah, Scott,
It's a great message today. Thank you.
Love you.
Arthur, Dustin, Doctor Bob, Coach Bob, Coach Bob. All right.
Are you a gynecologist, Bob?
Yeah, he's got tunnel. He's got tunnel vision.